Hey Fel, as a voice actor, what's your favorite genre of music?
Dubstep.
Hey guys! So, I've really been trying to get better at voice acting, and I invited over one of my friends, feltheleb. Say hey, Fel.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
So this guy is a really good voice actor. I've heard a bunch of his stuff, and if you haven't checked out his videos, you probably should. He's got a lot of good examples, and I'm going to be having a little bit of training from him today, or at least critique.
Which is funny because I've wanted to get better at drawing, and so I have some very, very awful drawings that you will be able to lend at least somewhat of your critique to.
Okay, well, perfect.
although I feel like your voice acting is going to be far more comparable to mine than my drawing is going to be to yours. That's absolutely.
Well,
I'm absolutely
I highly doubt that. I watch me just have the same voice for everything. So
it's like
we'll
perfectly
see.
in sync.
Yeah, it's the exact same inflections and everything. So what we're gonna do is, I think we already kind of gave a hint. We're gonna be showing each other characters that we've drawn up, some of our NPCs that we've had in some of our D&D sessions, and also we're gonna throw in some random little monsters here and there just to kind of spice things up. So Felb, if you would do the honor, go ahead and show me the first character.
Sure. Do you want more of a serious character or more of a silly character?
Well, let's start with silly and then we'll work our way to serious.
All right, so this is the very first picture I will show you. This character's name is Macbug Snitch.
Okay, so go ahead and give me the spiel of this character.
So Mac is he's a kobold. He works at a tavern called the Caboose. In the Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I have, it is kind of set in around the Industrial Revolution type era as far as technology goes.
Oh.
And there is a train system that is fairly important to the game. And in one of the towns, a town called Outpost Gray, there is a town completely made out of abandoned boxcars from trains. He works in an abandoned caboose that he has, along with some other train parts, turned into a tavern. And he's great. He's a father. He lives and works in the caboose with his sons, Dirt and Mulch, who are inventors, who are kind of always getting in trouble, especially when the party comes to town.
So he's a dad.
He's a dad.
So, and he looks kind of grumpy in this picture.
He does look kind of grumpy.
All right. This is where we see how well I'll do for the rest of the video.
Yeah, so now my bad drawing is up. It's time for your bad voice acting.
Exactly. All right. Dirt, Mulch, is this a bomb? Who taught you how to make this? It was that window cleaning, drinking Warforged, wasn't it?
Very good. That wasn't half bad. I recognized as I said it, I was like, he heard dad, he's going to go kind of gruff, but as a kobold, I tend to make Mac a little bit higher. One, because I have a higher pitched voice. I don't know if you can hear that at all. It's very nasally. I have a higher pitched voice, but I tend to do a little bit higher for Mac. You hear me like trying to get into it.
Right.
So it's my turn to do the line.
Dirt! Mulch! Is this a bomb? Who taught you how to make this? Oh, it was that window cleaner drinking Warforged, wasn't it?
Dang. All right. All right. I learned something. Inflections are important.
When you're voice acting, I think it's kind of hard because we're only doing like one take of these, but especially when you turn in lines for something, you want to try and turn in different inflections each time you read the sentence. It should be a little bit different so that the person you're sending it to can have some different options. But yours was great. It was a good first read, and you have a good, not that bad of a little, put a little rasp in your voice. It sounds pretty good.
Well, thank you. Like I said before, hopefully I don't have to make it to another character, because then it'll just be like, oh, the same voice.
I will say this, even though I have different characters, I just learned that all of my characters pretty much sound the same because they all sound like me.
Right. And let's see. If you want a critique of the drawing,
I'd love one. I'd really love one.
Let's see. I would say snouts are definitely challenging. I still struggle with snouts, so I understand the kind of shortcut you took there.
Well, perspective, I realized as coming through when I had to make like noses for the characters, especially for Mac, I was like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I've never seen a nose before. This is gonna be difficult for me.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. But like I've said before, you did a really good job, because if you're drawing something and you can get the idea across, you did well, period. Anything else is kind of like your own desire to get better at it.
I very much appreciate it. I'm an amazing artist. I mean, what can I say? I've communicated my ideas effectively. I've done it. I've won drawing. So very very excited.
You've done art. You
Yes.
did the art.
I get the badge.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's Fel's first character, so I think I'm going to actually present him with one of the monsters I chose.
Ooh, very fun. This is a green flame skull. What is the name of this guy?
We'll call him Bernard.
Ooh, Bernard. I think he has a very fun energy to him. What do you think?
Definitely.
I mean, there's always a tendency when it comes to skeletons, I feel like. You do Skeletor, you just do Skeletor from He-Man.
Right. It's like the go-to.
I would put this guy, I think, guarding some sort of treasure. So I'd do something like,
Who dares enter my home to get my secret bone treasure? It's you, the adventurers. You will have to solve my 3 riddles if you want to proceed.
It's like, oh, a bone treasure. What does
it's
that
gotta be
consist
something
of?
good in the bone treasure.
If you want to get some of my bone gold, you
I really like the idea that he has riddles. I think that they're
Right.
bone related.
What hangs from your skull? It hangs on the outside of your body, but it's still a bone.
Oh, is it?
It's your teeth.
What's wrong? Lost your funny bone? That's perfect.
There's definitely a different direction we could have gone, which is to make it like a really somber, like dead, ghostly kind of character. But I like the way that we've chosen.
Yeah, I think Bernard is definitely
He's
gonna be in my back pocket from now on.
He's a good guy. He loves bones. He loves calcium. It's very important to him.
You gotta bring him milk. He doesn't drink it, he just appreciates it.
That's very true. That's very true. It's a sacrifice you have to get the bone treasure.
Yeah. It was like, you're worthy. Alright, cool. So, do you have a monster to show me?
I can have a monster to show you. One of my favorite monsters, which is this. The dreaded Anche.
The Anche. So, if this was a creature that my players would come across, I think first I would just be like, you hear the Anche crawling towards you, and it goes.
Ooh, a fun chittering.
Yeah, I mean, it's very bug-like. But if it were to have a voice, we are from the underground. You have disturbed the dirt clods. That is where we nurse our babies.
Whoa, I like this. I like the we. I like the plural. Can you try this? Oh, now we're doing a little bit of fun. Try the line again.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna give it a little direction. This is like getting to be a director, which I have been before for various videos. I want you to play with the we. So a lot of times when you're voice acting, I think one strategy that I employ is finding one word in a sentence and emphasizing that word. Try to draw out the we when you're saying like, we live underground, we must protect our babies. Try just emphasizing the we, because I think that makes it a little less, a little more foreign, a little more alien. Try that.
Okay. We come from underground. You've disturbed our dirt clod. That is where we bury our babies.
Ooh, see how your voice is? That is where we bury our babies. It's like really creepy. I think another thing that you could emphasize is our. But yeah, I like that. I like the
We live underground. We must protect our babies.
very, very fun. I like that. And then I like the little chittering thing you did. I wanted to mention that before we moved on, that your little like whatever it was before.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like it's really creepy. I love the Anche gang all day.
All right, let's see. I'm going to show you a character that I had a lot of fun voicing this character, actually.
You are so good at drawing. Now I'm even more embarrassed. So I'm going to take some assumptions. I see. So this is I'm gonna maybe guess a warlock. Is that right?
So his name is Confit. He's an ex-wizard that is now a druid.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really like his story. So he set up shop in a underground town where it's primarily run by gnomes and dwarves, but since he is more of a traveling person, he is the runner of a business where he primarily sells candy, and this candy is imbued with very different druid spells.
Oh, I love it. I love his little wand. That's a lollipop. I love the peppermint, like little cinch there. That's so cool. He's got a very relaxed and confident sort of air, at least in the way that you've drawn him.
Hello, my friend. I hope your purse is as big as your sweet tooth.
Wow. It's like I want to go to his shop right now.
That's kind of I wanted you to want to go to his shop. I think that's what he would probably want as well. So that's kind of what I
Tried to go for a little more of a intense.
Right. Because he's definitely confident in who he is. He's like,
if you bring out some silly voice and I look like an idiot, I'm gonna be upset.
If it's like, hello there, my friends.
Well, the voice that I chose for him was a bit more like this. Hello, my friend. I hope your purse is as big as your sweet tooth.
Ooh, I like that.
So, I'm not great with accents, but I knew that I wanted him to have a foreign sound because of the fact that he is a human in a gnome and dwarven town, which would kind of be a little weird to see.
I think your voicing of the character really came through for what you were trying to portray. And I like that it was a little bit more fun than I did it, which I think makes sense for a candy character that deserves to be a little bit more fun than cool.
Okay, let's see. Now, do you want to do a character or another monster?
I'll do another character. We're gonna do one of my favorite characters.
Oh, cool. No pressure.
This is one it's a big character in our campaign. This is it's a mummy. This is his name is not known actually, but he is we refer to him as the Bandaged Man. And the Bandaged Man is a patron of our warlock, a seemingly evil entity, and the warlock has been tasked with actually finding out his name. That's kind of the in our campaign, our warlock's daughter has taken ill, and in order to protect her life, he has made a deal with this patron, a very kind of mysterious, doesn't really ever talk, but offered, he carries around, our warlock carries around what's called the Bandaged Book, and his entire task is to find the name of the Bandaged Man and write it in that book. And it's sort of his spell casting focus. It's a really, really fun aspect of trying, and he's bandaged from head to toe and really gross, disgusting, sort of gauzy,
right?
Like bandages that are covered in different like bile. Prior is the name of our warlock, and at one point he was willing to basically made a deal trading away the souls of one of the other party members, which all the party members know, so it's no longer a secret.
Okay.
But, that was kept a secret. That was kept a secret for like 10 sessions and then came out in a really big way. Any questions about the Bandaged Man?
So let's see. You said he doesn't speak usually, right? So whenever he does speak, is it an actual voice or is it more like in the warlock's mind?
It is more in the warlock's mind. And I should say he's meant to be, to the way that I can play him, a very kind of scary, sort of terrifying presence to the warlock. Our warlock prior is very brave, especially when it comes for his daughter. He's a kind of an intimidating and more of a kind of a terrifying presence, kind of like the lurking in the shadows type of a character.
Okay. All right. So if we're going for scary or creepy, so Briar, tell me, which of the names in the book would you trade? Which of your friends are you willing to sacrifice?
Very good. You went in the direction that I go in, which is to make his voice very whispery and pained and struggled because the band is around him and he's coming from a place of containment. And so I tried to make his voice very much like he's struggling to talk. You really did a great job with it. He is a little bit more playful. Let me give you an example.
So, Briar, tell me, which of the names in this book would You train. Which of your friends are you willing to sacrifice?
Ooh.
He's kind of like slow and deliberate.
Yeah.
He toys with our warlock fairly frequently, which is really sad given the position that our warlock is kind of in. You did a great job, though.
Oh, well, thank you.
For anyone out there, if you're DMing a villain, especially like one that is kind of ethereal, take some time and leave your audience in suspense.
Let's see. As for the drawing, I think this is a great drawing.
Thank you. I went a little buck wild with some of the colors there, as you can see. My Microsoft like brush tool really got to work out.
I understood that it was like a creepy presence, like right away. Now you did art too.
Yeah. Next time we do this, I'm gonna have much better art.
I don't doubt it. Like I've always said before, like you can only try to be better than yourself.
Absolutely.
So let's see. This one I'm really interested in how you'll take it.
Ooh, an Etter cap. I love when I come by the Etter cap when I go through the pages. I can't remember if the Etter cap is in the monster manual or...
No, I think he's definitely in the monster manual.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think it's the grossest looking creature of all time. It is so gross. My thought immediately was to like have some sort of like nasally like breathing thing going on.
But I want it to be like down here.
Because the big belly to me kind of like...
Right,
and
right.
that does not work together. At least I've never tried to do this sort of like nasally deep.
Okay, so as far as I know, lore-wise, Ettercaps are kind of more like sort of sheep herders to spiders. They take it upon themselves to feed them, to kind of like make sure they're doing well. It's a weird subserviary position, but they're protecting them.
Like he's moving the spider. He has to move the spiders. He's talking about the spiders with another Ettercap, his spiders.
We must move the flock. We have to ensure that the spiders are properly fed by the end of the day. The spiders are eating too much. I need to cut their diet.
You know what that sounded? That sounded like the guy from Men in Black.
I was thinking that too.
But that's important because he ends up being kind of an insect at the end of that movie. Spoiler alert for Men in Black, which came out in like the 1990s, I think.
Yeah, like what is it, like 20-plus-year-old movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, sugar water. Well, you're right about one thing.
That's a great movie. Everyone should go watch this episode, officially sponsored by Men in Black, the original Men in Black.
Yeah, I think that's really nice. Like, I'm glad you took that risk because, like, I think it worked out.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna give you a really, I think, a more challenging one.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to see what you would do with this.
Oh boy!
It is the Zorn, baby. I think that's how you pronounce it.
X-O-R-N. I think so. Zorn.
I realize this is mean of me to do to you, but I want to see what you've got in the realm of Zorn.
Okay, let's see. Welcome to my garden. Would you like a rose? They're 50% off.
He's selling roses.
He's selling roses. He's got his garden, Fel.
Can you do the thing you did?
They're 50% off.
You got like a little country. There's a little like like in the end of the thing, which I'll be honest was adorable. If this thing, I mean, now I have to put this in my game. As like a benevolent gardener, because this thing's gonna come lumbering out, and the party's gonna try and kill it. And he's gonna be like, "Don't step on my flowers."
Yeah.
Can you do the weird kind of country thing? But can you make it as deep as you can? Like,
Ooh,
I don't
okay,
know how low your register goes.
Yeah,
I would
try.
love to hear you try. I would love to hear you try.
Roses are 50% off.
That's very good. That's very good. You did sound much lower, and you sounded more deliberate, and more intelligent. And I thought that was a very good job.
Oh, thank you. I think I lost the southernness, but
otherwise you end up making him so... you make him sound like kind of like a...
I sound like this, and I just want to make sure I plant all my flowers so they can get lots of rain.
A really deep... That was really silly.
That's perfect.
It's so like innocent. I love it. It's like I can't be mad at this beautiful Zorn.
Yeah.
I want to plant. I love chrysanthemums. They're very nice.
It's very fun.
Hey, sorry to cut this short. Fel and I were having a lot of fun, so I ended up with a really long recording. And you guys over at my Twitter decided that it would be a good idea to split this up into 2 videos. So please subscribe if you haven't, and stick around for part 2.